Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and what we have for you today is we are at the Sony booth at CES 2020, and this is actually last year's television. These are the A9G, which we had a chance to check out back in India in 2019, but since this is 2020, we're actually just going to walk over to the other side and give you a look at the 2020 OLED models. And this is the 55-inch A8h. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of cool things about this TV. Not all the specifications have been unveiled, but this is a 55-inch variant. We have a 65-inch variant out there. The design has, of course, changed, which is why I started out with the 2019 model. You can see that instead of having this one central stand at the bottom in the middle of the TV, it now has 2 feet, one on each side. But that's not all. As you can see, the design of the TV actually sits pretty flush with the base. So if you're going to tabletop this, you know that it's going to sit flush with your system. But what if you want to put a soundbar or a gaming console or something below the TV? Maybe you don't have the cabinet, or maybe you don't have the space. Well, it isn't actually physically placed out here, but I'm going to show you an image where the feet of the TV can actually be placed sideways to give you enough space to house a soundbar. Now, the space between the tabletop and the TV, how many inches you're going to get, that hasn't been revealed. But what I can show you out here is the fact that you actually have the rubber feet out here, which can be placed sideways to give you a bit of height. So that you can place your gaming console, maybe your set-top box, a soundbar under the TV. It also has Sony's acoustic surface, which we have seen in the past, and this new design actually does really look cool, and the multi-purpose stand is actually pretty brilliant. Once you've seen it, you're wondering why didn't they think of this before. I'm going to quickly try to give you a look at the side of the TV once again to show you how thin it is, and also the fact that at the back it has the same acoustic surface technology we've seen in the past. Whether these TVs come with HDMI 2.1 is something we'll only know when these TVs launch in India. The people I spoke to out here weren't really giving out that information. So this is the 65-inch OLED TV, and the model number is the A8h. Now we're going to move on to Sony's LED lineup of TVs, and these are massive. These are 8Ks. Those OLEDs that we saw, they were 4K OLEDs. This is the Z8h, and this massive behemoth is 85 inches. Yes, you heard that right. It is 85 inches, and it has the X1 Ultimate chip, which we have seen in the OLEDs. We have seen this chip in action in the past. It also has Sony's X wide angle technology, which means that if you are going to sit at an off angle from this TV, then you are going to be able to still make out all the details and the clarity in the visuals. It is again a piece of technology that we have seen on Sony's TVs in the past, and it also has Sony's acoustic multi-audio system. But another cool thing that's been implemented is that there are tweeters in the side frames of the TVs. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. The frame is there, but it does have the fairly minimalistic bezel-less kind of a design on it, but those tweeters in the frames actually help produce sound as well. So this is the 85-inch variant of the television, and we have the Z8h here in its more modest 75-inch. Now this of course has the same specifications that we spoke about. All of Sony's TVs run on Android TV out of the box, and most of the specs are the same. What we would like to see in the future is how HDMI 2.1 is implemented in these TVs, because that is of course really cool technology. But the fact that these 8K TVs are here, it is absolutely brilliant. Now I'm going to walk over to the other side and give you a look at their 98-inch behemoth. Now this is Sony's Master Series. This is a Z9G. This is also last year's model, but it is still a massive TV, and it is also in 8K. Now, Sony has not released any of their 2019 8K models in India, but what we do have is their 4K OLEDs, which are available in India. When the new models will launch is something we are yet to see, but Sony is actually showing off what all technologies their TVs can do. And I'm going to quickly walk over to this side out here where their Master Series are there. Now, we've all heard of things like Netflix's calibrated mode on Sony TVs. They have the IMAX enhanced, they have Dolby Vision, they even have a game mode, because you know Sony has PlayStation, Sony has movie studios, Sony is working with Netflix. They are not only content providers providers through their televisions, but Sony as a brand is also a content creator with Sony Pictures, so they really are working with various types of technologies to give you a more immersive experience when you are going to watch content on their TVs. The one thing which Sony hasn't shown off out here but has announced is a 48-inch OLED TV. Now, of course, LG has also announced a 48-inch OLED, so we are going to have to check out those two and see how they function. Now, 48 inches is a great size if you are one that is actually going to, look at a room that is smaller, or if your wall size is smaller and you actually need the space. So a 48-inch TV is definitely something that you can consider to take a look at. We are going to wait and see how that is priced in India, because it's going to be very interesting to see how a 48-inch OLED brings not only the price down but also the accessibility for those that don't have the space for a 55-inch TV, because up till now OLED TVs have been 55 inches and above. So there you have it, guys. That was a quick look at the Sony TVs that were announced in 2020. And for more from the world of CES, you can stay tuned to digit.in.